الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الأعراب أشد كفرا ونفاقا وأجدر ألا يعلموا حدود ما أنزل الله على رسوله والله عليم حكيم ومن الأعراب من يتخذ ما ينفق مغرما ويتربص بكم الدوائر عليهم دائرة السوء والله سميع عليم ومن الأعراب من يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ويتخذ ما ينفق قربات عند الله وصلوات الرسول ألا إنها قربة لهم سيدخلهم الله في رحمته إن الله غفور رحيم صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Taubah. Al-A'rabu ashaddu kufran wa nifaqa. Arab, the Bedouins, those who were away from Medina, they are more intense, more severe. They have their kufr is they are more strict in their kufr and nifaq or hypocrisy. Wa ajdaru, and are most likely to alla ya'lamu hudud ma anzalallahu ala rasulih. They are more likely to be ignorant of the limits of what Allah has sent down to His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wallahu alimun hakim. Allah is all knowing, all wise. So the people who were away from Medina, who were not in the direct company of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testifying that they are more intense in their kufr and their nifaq. Because they are away from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they are not getting to listen the ayat of the Quran from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are not being trained by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Under this ayah, the Hakim al-Ummah wa Shaykh Thani rahmatullahi alayhi has mentioned that this ayah is proof that suhbat or companionship makes a ton of difference, makes a lot of difference. The reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that Arab are more intense in their kufr and nifaq, because they are Arab, because they are away from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So companionship makes all the difference. وَأَجْدَرُوا أَلَّا يَعْلَمُوا, and they are the most likely, because of this distance, because of being away, because of not being in connection, they are most likely that they will not know the hudud of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu alimun hakim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one who's saying this, is all knowing and all wise. وَمِنَ الْأَعْرَابِ مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مَا يُنْفِقُ مَغْرَمًا وَيَتَرَبَّصُ بِكُمُ الدَّوَائِرِ. From among these, so Arab, a lot of them were kafir and munafiq, and they were more intense in this kufr and nifaq. And from among them there was those who were munafiq, hypocrites, and they were مَنْ يَتَّخِذُ مَا يُنْفِقُ مَغْرَمًا. Whatever they spend in the path of Allah, they spend it as if it's a fine imposed upon them by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Hakim al-Ummah wa Shaykh Thani rahmatullahi alayhi has written that as long as a person keeps on considering what they have their own, they will always consider it a burden or a fine to give something from it. But when you get this basic reality, when you grasp this basic reality that what I have is not mine, but it is of Allah, and it is His mercy that He has allowed me to use it and given it under my control, I am not the real owner of it, then nothing remains a fine. Everything becomes, when you spend, you become thankful to be able to use the money that you have, rather than being worried about spending in the path of Allah. Whatever you are spending in the path of Allah, you have this reality in your mind that it belonged to Allah, and it is being spent under the command of Allah, by the will of Allah, in the path of Allah. And when you think that this is my own, my earning, I have it, it is mine, then everything that you spend in the path of Allah, it will be a burden. وَيَتَرَبَّصُ بِكُمُ الدَّوَائِرِ. They keep on waiting, they look forward to the tide of time, the turn of time. Dawa'ir, the plural of da'ir, the circle, the rotation of time over you. So it changes for you. So now Muslims are in Medina, Muslims have the government. They are waiting that some enemy will come and overpower the Muslims. So they keep on waiting that the times will change and Muslims will lose power. عَلَيْهِمْ دَائِرَةُ السَّوْءِ. It is upon these people that the cycle of evil is totally, constantly imposed over these people. Wallahu Sami'un Alim. And what is that? Dairatu Saw, that they will live forever under fear, and they will never see the day where Muslims are, na'udzu billah, overpowered, and they get to do what they want to do and what is in their heart. Wallahu Sami'un Alim. And Allah is all hearing and all knowing. وَمِنَ الْأَعْرَابِ. Not all the Arab, not all the Bedouins are same, but وَمِنَ الْأَعْرَابِ مَنْ يُؤْمِنُ بِاللَّهِ. There is among them that believe in Allah, وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and in the last day, وَيَتَّخِذُ مَا يُنْفِقُ قُرُبَاتٍ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ وَصَلَوَاتِ الرَّسُولِ. Take what they spend not as a fine, but they consider it, they take it as a source of nearness to Allah. قُرُبَاتٍ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ وَصَلَوَاتِ الرَّسُولِ, and a means of getting prayer and dua from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has commanded the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam to make dua for people who spend in the path of Allah, and this is the eternal dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for people who spend whatever they have in the path of Allah. There is eternal dua of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for those people. And the other thing that is mentioned here is that they spend to get the nearness of Allah and the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam itself has been mentioned as a goal. Nearness to Allah wa salawatir Rasul, and they spend to get the dua of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From here we understand that if somebody spends to get the dua of a specific person, it's not like you could pay fees for somebody to make dua for you, but to make someone's heart happy so that they make dua for you, that is very beneficial. It is proven from hadith. There's people who would have done some little thing to pious people to make their heart happy, and on the day of judgment, those people will handpick those people who did something little for them in this world and take them into Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make those who get the Jannah easily. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen. Ala innaha qurbatul lahum. Know it for sure, it is indeed a source of nearness and qurbat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for them. Sayudkhiluhum Allahu fi rahmatih. Allah will soon admit them into His mercy. Inna Allaha ghafurur rahim. So here mercy means the perfect, non-ending, never-ending pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Jannah. Otherwise, whoever spends in the path of Allah, they are already in the mercy of Allah. Inna Allaha ghafurur rahim. For sure Allah is most forgiving and very merciful. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.